Hey guys, welcome back to our channel, and today we're going to talk about something that is leaked for Ultraman Blazar. So what basically is this leak? This leak tells us about what kind of kaiju that will be released or will be debuted on certain episodes. Majority of this kaiju that was listed is a new kaiju, and for those who isn't a new kaiju, is an obscure kaiju. For example, for the next episode, we're going to be dealing with Garamon, which is an obscure kaiju from the Ultra Q series who resembles Pigmon, because that is actually the original suit of Pigmon and then it was changed to make Pigmon. First of all, in episode 9, which is the next episode, it will be a debut for Garamon and Cicada Human. Once again, this seems to be like a very obscure kaiju. Both Garamon and Cicada Human is from Ultra Q, and that's surprising to see them again. Yes, they did bring another Ultra Q kaiju in Ultraman Z. Seeing a lot more of them is just interesting. I'm looking forward for another kaiju. For episode 10, we have Demaga and Young Demaga. Those who doesn't know, Demaga is a kaiju from Ultraman X series, which is nice to see a new kaiju or recent kaiju being returned again, because sometimes they don't really do that. At least when they did do that, they do it in the worst way possible, and the example will be the Blazar. On episode 11 and episode 12, we have Gebaruga and Gebaruga Brood, which is a new kaiju that we've actually seen the picture with. And here's the picture. And it seems like Gebaruga looks like a kaiju from Ultraman 7X series, that is this hideous looking guy. And I think it's just a reuse of the suit, and I think this is the best way to do it. Recently, Ultraman series has been doing a lot of remake of suits, and they're just recoloring it for most of parts, and I like it when they don't do that. I like it when it changes more than just the color. People also say that Gebaruga is a homage to a kaiju in Ultraman Jonin series. And in Ultraman Blazar opening theme, we could see the actual ending for that episode, showing that Gebaruga will be killed by a bomb. On episode 13, we're getting a recap episode, which I 100% will not be watching, because to be honest, they're really not adding anything at all. It's either gonna be a silly funny episode or just boring things. Number 14, we will getting Fadoran, Blazar's pet, and also Earth Garon Mode 3. I think this is probably the most interesting one because we're getting a pet for Blazar, and I feel like Ultraman doesn't really have a pet for the most part nowadays. You gotta have a pet. 7 technically have a pet. I mean, Capsule Monster counts as a pet. Leo has an actual pet, same as Taro. But seeing another Ultraman with a kaiju as a friend or a pet seems interesting because it's been a long time since we get it. I guess we could count Ultraman X as having a pet like Cyber Gomorais, but then again, it's Cyber. I don't think it's actually alive, or maybe I'm missing something, but even then, even if it is alive and it was mentioned that it is actually alive, it's Cyber, not an actual kaiju. And on top of that, Earth Garon have a new form, which this time we didn't know anything about yet. But to be honest, Earth Garon Mode 2 doesn't really change much, so I really wish they did a lot more here. And finally, the craziest part about these leaks, there are 7 episodes of Ultraman Blazar that just connect to each other. This episode will consist of 8 kaijus, and 6 of them are brand new. This kaiju is called as Zugugan, Molujon, Alien Reynas, Alien Zangir, Del Tandal, Gongirugan, Irugo, Gavadon A, and Gavadon B. I never seen this coming at all. The fact that Ultraman Blazar will be the one and only Ultraman series that will have long part episode. Like, this is a 7-part episode. Like, that's crazy. I never seen this at all. Let's continue to the last part, which is a 3-part episode, which is the finale of Ultraman Blazar. This is the reveal for Ultraman Blazar final villain, which we don't really have a pictures or design or anything about it other than the names. And the name of this kaiju is Valorant. Yes, Valorant. The fact that Blazar will be fighting Valorant is like the most craziest thing Tsuburaya has ever. because it showed that Blazar is 100% a Giga Chad for trying to beat up Valorant. Oh, you mean it's not pronounced Valorant? Valorant? Oh, I misunderstood. Now that's all that I could talk about today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I see you guys in the next video. So.